Hello and welcome back to the part 2, and in this part we are going to make our navigation items clickable, and we have to select that item first. So let me add some space here. Navigation drawer. Okay, inside this what we want to do is, first line is navigation view dot bring to front. This is because we want to interact with that navigation drawer, so this is very simple. Then the next thing is going to be navigation view, because we want to click those items, so we have to set navigation item selected listener, and inside we have to pass this. So you will face this error because it is saying that you have to import or to implement this one. You can do this technique, but it is not the recommended one. Simply cut this thing, Ctrl X, and go at the top. After the extends app compact activity, write implements and paste it here. This one is going to say that you have to implement some methods. Press Alt Enter to get this line. Click on this implement methods and implement this on navigation item selected. Click OK, and that's it. So this navigation item selected listener means we want to select our navigation items, right? So for that we have a function which is outside to the onCreate function. This one is the navigation item selected. So return true. False means no navigation item is going to be selected, but true means there is some item which will be selected. So in this function we are going to handle all the on-click events of our navigation items. So for now let it be true only, and come back to the top. So now we can select any item and the drawer is not going to be closed, but by default inside this activity we are going to say navigation view dot set checked item, and the item is going to be r dot id dot navigation underscore home. So home should be by default clickable or by default checked. So let's run the application again. Okay, let's open our menu, and you can see our item is by default home. Home is by default selected, but now we want to change the menu color and also the background or the selectable background color. So for that, close this one and go to the values and open the styles.xml. In here I already created some comments, or I already wrote some comments. The first one is the menu style. So you just have to create a custom style. So create style tags with a name. You can name it anything, and I am going to name it the navigation theme. So there are two colors. The first one is item and name is going to be color primary, and add the closing tags. Color primary is basically a text color. You can see over here is a color of text and the icon when it's selected. So you can pass any color to it, but I am going to pass it the same color. The primary one I already have. Then we have to add a background color. So for that, again write item name, and this is color controlled highlight. So this one, color control highlight, closing tag, and in here you have to pass that specific color. So in my case that is the color, not this one, but it is the color accent, which is the black one. At here, okay, now to use this style in our navigation view, head back to the user dashboard.xml or the main activity.xml, in which you have created the navigation view, and in here you just have to write the theme and write colon theme, and this is going to be navigation theme, or the name you have written on this style name, this one. So this one is the theme. So now let's run our application and let's see. Okay, let's open this one, and as you can see our theme is applied and we have a black background and a yellow color of our text and icon. So now the next thing is we want to make this icon clickable. So for that, open this design and let me open draw start, close this one because we don't want to see this. Open the relative layout, and in here we have this icon, so it should be clickable. This is an image, assign its ID so we can access it inside the code. So it's a menu icon. We can now head back to the Java file, and inside these hooks, first we have to declare the variable which is image view, and it is going to be menu icon, and create its hook. Press Ctrl D to duplicate, Ctrl plus D, and it is a menu icon. Find view by ID is also a menu underscore icon. So we have created the hook. Now what we want to do is when user click on this menu icon or click on this icon which is the image, when user click on this, we want this navigation drawer to open and closed. So let's do it inside a function. Navigation drawer, and that's it, because we want to make this dashboard code neat and clean. So I am going to put this one inside this navigation drawer as well. So cut it, click on this and click on this red bulb and create a method navigation drawer in user dashboard. So boom, outside this onCreate we have a method. So first of all paste this navigation drawer lines, and after that what we want to do is when the user click on this menu icon, dot set on click listener, new view dot, you can select the first line which is saying on click listener, and it will automatically implement it for us. Okay, inside this on click what we can do is, if the drawer layout, not the navigation drawer but the drawer layout itself, drawer layout dot is drawer visible, the first one. If it is visible, search for the gravity compact dot start. So this means if the drawer is visible, what we want to do is we want to close this drawer. So again write drawer layout dot close drawer, and again pass a gravity compact dot start. This is going to initiate the function. Okay, in the else we are going to use this one, drawer layout, copy this one and paste it here, drawer layout dot not close drawer but open drawer. If there is only one line of code inside this if and else, you don't need these brackets, so make the code neat and clean. That's it. So if this one, then else this one. Alt Control L to align the code. Let's jump below. That's fine. We don't have to be panicked. Okay, let's run our application again. Okay, let's click on this icon and you can see our navigation drawer is appearing. Let's close this one and click it again. So it's working. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our application should not close when the drawer is open, but when the back button is pressed, our navigation drawer should be closed instead of closing the application. So for that, close this one, and beneath this we just have to write on back pressed and it will be automatically imported. So super.onBackPressed means simply do the thing you are doing and the activity is inside the stack. This means if the activity is already in the stack, then go jump back to it, otherwise close the application. But in here what we want to do is, if same approach we have done the previous, if drawer layout dot is drawer visible, this means if the drawer is open, again gravity compact dot start. If the drawer is open on back pressed, what we want to do is we want to close this drawer layout dot close drawer and gravity compact dot start. But inside the else, what we want to do is we want to make sure that in the else super.on back pressed our activity should be closed. So let's run it again. Okay, let's open our drawer and press the back button. Now you can see our drawer is closed, and now press the back button again and our application is closed. Okay, now the next thing, or let me cut it from here and make this code, paste it just side by side. Okay, just write okay. Now here comes the amazing part. We want to animate our drawer, so it can be perform the animation, not the simple one like it is performing now, but the modern one. So for that, open this function we are currently working on, and inside in here we are just going to call a new function which can be write animate navigation drawer. Okay, click on this and click on this bulb icon, create a new method animate navigation drawer, and in here we need to call the word drawer layout dot set scrim color. So this is the color when our content basically shrinks smaller, then this is basically a overlay color of the remaining part. Let's not just add this one and paste this code over here. So this is basically a simple code, you don't have to be panicked about this code, and you can get this code inside the description. This is basically a simple math, so I don't want to waste the time on making you guys clear about this because this is not that much understandable. So that's why I've decided to not going to teach you guys. So on drawer closed, you can do something on here. We don't need this one. Okay, this is very simple one. This is a drawer slide function. By default it is going to be arrived when you add this on add drawer listener, and inside we have added just a simple math. Okay, and here we have two things. The first one is the scale and scale. This is just a simple variable. I am just going to create it right now, and this one is the content view. Basically we have to assign the ID to our XML file. This content view basically scale at some specific location, so you guys will be cleared in a minute. So first thing is we need to create this end scale variable. Copy this one, go to the top, and in here at the top I am going to create a variable which should be static final, and it is going to be float. Its name is end scale. You can change its name, but it's good to use this one, 0.7f. You don't have to worry about this one, you can just copy this one, and the error end scale error is gone. So now the error remaining is the content view error. So for that, go to the user dashboard, and in here let's suppose we want this whole dashboard to be moved when our navigation drawer open. So inside this layout I have just create an ID, and which is going to be content. So it's just a content. You can see this whole dashboard is I have assigned its ID as a content. So go back here, and first thing is go to the top, create a linear layout variable with the name content, and we have to add hooks. Content, we have created the hook here, and below it's content view. let's change this variable name to content view, and also here. Okay, what I have done is we just have to pass the container, you can say, which will hold the whole design. We want to move toward our horizontal axis, so let's run our application. Okay, let's open our navigation drawer, and you can see our whole code is gone toward the left side, to the right side. So this is basically the animation, and the overlay color, which you can see at the right side of our navigation drawer, this is basically a scrim color. So if you want to change this, let's pause, go to the top, you should add that color at the top, layout dot set scrim color. You can access all the colors by using get resources dot get color, and in here you can pass the id r dot color dot which color you want to use. We have some list of colors over here, so by this way you can use any color. Let's say color primary. This is not going to be look good, but for the example, let's run our application. Okay, open the menu, and now you can see this is the color. You can add its opacity as well, and it's up to you guys what you want to do, but this is basically a scrim color. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. As the coronaviruses keep on spreading, so I request you guys to stay safe, stay home, and take care. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you learn something new, please like my video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz.